Well, it's a beautiful day, and as you can tell, I'm not at the office. I'm at my home study. Um, the weather is pretty frightful, so all of the whole team's working from their homes, virtual office-wise. It's amazing. It's amazing how much you can get done without being in the office. Sometimes I think you get more done. But this week and last week, we talked about schedule and the benefits of having a schedule. And why is that important to me? It's important to me because through my years, I've seen people who believed in their schedule and lived by their schedule had far more success and far less stress than people that tried to operate without a schedule. A schedule is simply deciding what you want to do, when you want to do it, and when you want to complete it, and just setting up a rhythm. So, as those of you that have been following me know, I've taken the word schedule and made an acronym out of it, and I've assigned a word to each one. In the last word, the last letter, and the last word, I'll give at the summation of all of them. First, the letter S was about stress. And if you have a schedule and you follow that schedule, you'll have less stress. And then next came choice. And when you have a schedule, basically it means that you're following a schedule that you want, items that you want, priorities and goals that you have. And when you articulate them, you tend to make better choices. And when you make better choices, you probably have less stress. The next letter is the letter H, which is for habit. When we develop good habits, positive habits, it's without question a method of reducing stress in our lives. Why? Because habits become self-conscious. It's like riding a bicycle. When you first got on it, you had to think about it. But now, once it's a habit and you got a routine, you don't have to think about it. You can focus on other things. And that's the benefit of the schedule. It'll help you develop the habits that you want to have and not develop habits that you don't want to have. And if you have some habits you don't want to have, work hard and identify the ones you want and set into place the things on your schedule that you want to become a habit and pursue them with discipline. Next, I talked about being efficient. I don't think there's any question that when you have a schedule and you develop good choices for that schedule and you develop the habits of following that schedule, that you're going to be more efficient. And when you're more efficient, you're going to be using less stress or having less stress. And stress is a major element of not having a schedule. Next is the letter U, it's the letter D, and that's dedication. And dedication is a commitment to a purpose or someone. So when you've got a schedule, if you go to the trouble to having a schedule, you're going to develop the dedication and the discipline that you need to have to maintain and do the things that you want to do, that you've selected that you want to do. So think in terms of a benefit of a schedule is that you develop a dedication to that, and that helps reduce stress. The whole benefit of a schedule is to minimize the stress that's involved in sales, which can be monumental depending on what you're working on and who you happen to be working with. Next is the letter U. And we talked the other day about the letter U being urgent. So when you're working on things that aren't important but urgent, you'll suddenly start to realize that you're putting greater thought into what you're doing. When you're working on something that's important and urgent, you're probably going to make some bad mistakes. So a schedule helps you develop the discipline of addressing the urgent matters when they're not as important, when you have time to think them through, when you have time to consult others. So a schedule helps you focus on the things that you should that are not important but urgent, and that's the meaningful way to work on things that are important to your schedule. The letter L, I talked about leadership. A leader needs these qualities. the leader does come under stress, and they need to have the tools to work with that help them reduce that as much as possible. So as you go through this, and then the last letter that I selected, and there are a lot of words that you could have selected for each one of the letters, but I selected energy because I found when I reduced stress, I had more energy. When I made choices that I didn't have to rethink 3 or 4 times, I had more energy. And energy is the key. In the sales business, you have to come in with your game face on every day. It doesn't matter how you left the house. It doesn't matter about the bills that you might have. When you're in front of that client, you need all of your energy. So you are focused on making the sale and helping this person do what they do. So in summary, the words are stress for the letter S, choice for the letter C, habits for the letter H, efficiency for the letter E, dedication for the letter D, urgency for the letter U, leadership, and finally energy. I hope that this helps. If it helps one person, I'm happy. That's the reality of me and my personality. I can't reach everybody, and I can't make everybody do something that everybody's going to want to do. But my goal in life is if I can reach out and help somebody, that's a positive for me. So I hope that there's somebody out there that will start thinking, if they don't have a schedule, to put one together so they know what they're going to do each and every time, and they make better choices. So those are my thoughts on schedule. We'll have a new series next week. We'll talk to you on Monday. Even though it's a holiday, we'll talk to you on Monday. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And keep us in your thoughts, because we're getting lots of water and lots of rain, and that's why we're working as virtual offices today, because we didn't want anyone more on the streets than we needed to have with the warnings of sheet flooding and all. So we're going to have a good weekend. Maybe wet, but it'll be good, and I hope you do too. Oh, by the way, I always want to remind those of you that haven't, I'd really thank you if you would join us today, and if you would like to receive more information. We're putting together mindset memos each week that are thoughts about maybe something to create some initiative for that week. A thought that might be about honesty. It might be about something in terms of commitment. It might be in terms of dedication. It might be in terms of something that has to do with each and every one of us developing a positive mindset. And we all know what a mindset is. It's that mental process we go through that determines how we interpret and react to circumstances. And that's because we have an accumulation of information in our brain. And the more information we have there, the more positive thoughts we have there, the better decisions and the better interpretation will come, and conclusions will come to. So if you would like to get the mindset memos, if you just go up to the link above, Mindset Memos, and click in a link, and we would love to have you join us and be happy to send you these mindset memos on a weekly basis. Have a great weekend.